Good morning everyone. In our today's video, we shall try to understand about the lesson Industries. It is lesson 5 of your geography. Since the chapter is quite big, the chapter I have divided into two parts, part 1 and part 2. In the part 1, in this first part, we shall try to understand about the half of the chapter, and the remaining part I shall be explaining you in the next video. And in the first part of this chapter, we shall be discussing mainly about the definition of industry, about the classification of industry, and in our next video we shall be trying to understand about the different types of major industries. Well, let's start. First of all, what is the meaning of the word industry? Industry, it refers to an economic activity. About economic activities, we already studied earlier that economic activities can be classified into three types: primary activities, secondary activities, and tertiary activities. Industry, it also comes under one of the economic activities that is concerned with production of goods. If anything is produced and sold in the market, that is also comes under industry. Extraction of minerals. Extraction of minerals means that petroleum, coal, iron ore, these all are extracted from the mines. That also comes under industry. And also provision of services. Provision of services like tourism department, that also comes under industry. So that's a very simple meaning of industry. We can say industry is an economic activity which is concerned or which is related with production of goods, extraction of minerals, as well as provision of services. Now, this is very important point of this chapter. Classification of industries. How the industries can be classified? Industries can be classified on the basis of raw materials, size, and ownership. We can say industries can be classified on three grounds. Number one, on the basis of raw materials, second one on the basis of size, and third one on the basis of ownership. Let's try to understand one by one. First of all, I am going to explain you about on the basis of raw materials. I hope everybody knows what is the meaning of raw materials. They define raw products which are used for making some finished products. Industries may be agro-based, mineral-based, marine-based, and forest-based depending on the raw materials used. We can say on the basis of raw materials, industries can be classified into four types. What are they? One is agro-based industry, second one is mineral-based industries, third one is marine-based industries, and fourth one is forest-based industries. From the name itself, we can easily understand about the definition of the industries. Still, see, agro-based industries. What is the meaning of agro? I hope everybody knows. It means agriculture. Agro-based industries use plant and animal-based products as their raw materials. We can say all the industries which generally depend on the plant and animal-based products for their raw materials, they are known as the agro-based industries. For example, we can say cotton textile industry. Cotton textile industry, which generally produce cotton, they depend on the plant, so they are one type of agro-based industry. Another one is leather industry. For producing leather, the industry need to depend on the animal-based product, that is leather, and that's why it also comes under agro-based industry. Second one is mineral-based industries. Mineral-based industries use mineral ores as raw materials. Mineral ores means we can say iron ore or the different other things, iron and steel. These all are the mineral resources. So the industries which generally depend on mineral ores or the mineral resources as the raw material, they are known as the mineral-based industries. For example, you can say iron and steel industry is one type of mineral-based industry. Next one comes marine-based. I hope you know what is the meaning of marine. Marine life means the life of the ocean or the sea. Marine-based industries use products from sea and oceans as raw materials. The industries which generally depend on the sea products or the ocean products as their raw materials, they are known as the marine-based industries. For examples, we can say industry processing seafood. Seafood, like we can say we are getting different types of fish in cans, that also comes under marine-based industries. Salt we get, that also comes under marine-based industries. The last one is forest-based industries. As the name suggests, forest-based means the industries that depend on the forest products. You see, Forest-based industries utilize forest produce as raw material. For example, industry making furniture. You know, furniture, it is made up of generally wood or canes, and these wood or canes, they are forest products. You can even say pharmaceuticals, which produce different types of medicines, and these medicines are also derived from the different forest products. So this also comes under forest-based industries. So here we have got, on the basis of raw material, industries can be classified into four types: agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, marine-based industries, and forest-based industries. The second ground on which industries can be classified is size. On the basis of size, what size means, first of all try to understand. It refers to the amount of capital invested. Capital means how much money is invested in the industry, number of people employed, how many laborers are working in the industries, and volume of production, how much how much finished products are generally produced, that is known as the volume of production. You know, in all the industries, the money invested is not same. Some industries use less money, some industries they use more money. Even we can say in some industries less people are working, and in some industries more people are working, and some industries are producing less volume, as well as some industries are producing huge volumes. So that is the meaning of size. And on the basis of size, industries can be classified into two types. One is small scale industry, another one is large scale industry. From the name itself, we can easily understand that small scale industry, they will be using less capital, less number of people, and their production will be less. And large scale industries, their capital invested will be high, their number of people working will be more, and even their volume of production also will be more. It is written here, see. Small scale industries use lesser amount of capital, they use less capital or less money and technology as compared to large scale industries. We can say the large scale industries, they use or they invest more capital, as well as their level of technology is higher. But small scale industries, their amount of capital invested is less, and their technology used is also not that much higher. For example, we can say small scale industry, we can say cottage industries like basket weaving industries, and large scale industry we can say Maruti Udyog. That is also one very huge industry which comes under large scale industries. Investment of capital is higher and the technology used is superior in large scale industries. Already I told you, meaning is same, that in the large scale industries, investment of capital will be higher and technology used is superior, means they use generally better or superior mode of technology as compared with the small scale industries. So that's the classification of industries on the basis of size, small scale and large scale. Now comes the third ground on which the industries can be classified, that is ownership. Ownership means to whom it belongs. Some industries it belongs to an individual, some industries are there which belong to the government, some industries are there which are run jointly by the individual as well as the government. So that is the meaning of ownership. Industries can be classified into private sector, public sector, joint sector and cooperative sector. On the basis of ownership, industries can be classified into four types. One is private sector industries, another one is public sector industries, next one is joint sector industries, and the last one is cooperative sector industries. Let's try to understand one by one. Private sector industries are owned and operated by individuals. Private, as the name suggests, it is generally operated or it is owned by individuals, means it is private property. Government has not got any role in the private sector industries. On the other hand, public sector industries are owned and operated by the government. The public sector industries, it is totally under the control of the government. The government employs the laborers, the government invested the money, and even the benefit is also taken by the government in the public sector industries. Joint sector. In the joint sector industries, these are owned and operated by the government and individuals or group of individuals. As I told you just before some time, that some industries are there which are generally run by the individuals. They are known as the private sector industries. Some industries are totally under the control of the government. They are known as the public sector industries. At the same time, some industries are there which are generally run by the government as well as the individuals. Combinedly, they run the industries, and those industries are generally known as the joint sector industries. The last type of industry on the basis of ownership is cooperative sector. These industries are owned and operated by the producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers, or both. These industries are generally not under the government. It is generally connected to the producers and the suppliers of raw materials or workers, or both. Means here the producers as well as suppliers of raw materials, even the workers who work in the industry, they jointly run the industry, and that is known as the cooperative sector industries. So on the basis of ownership, industries can be classified into 4 types: private sector, public sector, joint sector, and cooperative sector. So that was all about the classification of industries. The next point that we are going to discuss is here about factors affecting location of industries. You know very well that we cannot establish or set up the industries wherever we want. The industries can be established if some factors are easily available. What are the factors you see? The factors affecting the location of industries are the availability of raw material. The first point is raw material. If the raw material is not available, we cannot establish the industries. Then next comes land is required, enough supply of water is required, labor is required, power, here power means electricity, we can say, that is also required, capital is required, transport as well as market is required. If all these factors are available, or nearly almost factors are available, at that time only we can establish the industries. Because you know, without raw material we cannot make any finished products. Without land we cannot establish the industry. Without water supply, the machineries cannot function properly. Laborers are needed for doing the manual work as well as the mechanical works, and all the machines will be running on electricity, so power is needed. And for purchasing these raw materials, land, for paying the water supply, labor wages, for paying the electricity bill, capital is one must. Then comes transport for carrying the raw material, and even to take the finished product to the market, transport is required. And last of all, market is also required, because if the market is not there, then where the industries will be selling their finished products? If everything is produced but market is not there to sell, they won't be getting any benefit. And that's why market is also one of the important factor which affect the location of industries. Industries are situated where some or all these factors are easily available, but you know that it is not possible to avail all the factors in a particular place. So generally industries are located in those places where among these factors some or all are available. So that's about the factors affecting the location of industries. The last point that we are going to study is here about industrial system. An industrial system consists of inputs, processes and outputs. It is also important to try to understand what is the meaning of industrial system. The industrial system involves 3 things. 3 points are there. One point is input, another point is processes, and the third point is output. In simple sense, we can say input means what we need to provide, or the raw materials. Processes means the different processes or systems which are involved to give the raw material the shape of the finished product, and output is the finished product as well as the benefit or the profit obtained. See, it is written here. The inputs are the raw materials, labor, land, transport, power, etc. These all are the inputs which are required in the industrial system. The processes include activities that convert the raw material into different finished products. These raw materials would be given the shape of the finished product through different processes by the different machines or by manual work, and all these processes or the systems comes under processes. The outputs are the end products and the income earned from it. Outputs, we can say the finished products as well as the income or the profit which is earned after selling these finished products. So that's about the industrial system. So today's video is completed. In this video mainly we have discussed about industry, about the different factors we have discussed about the classification of industry, we have discussed about the factors affecting location of industries, and we have discussed about the industrial system. Now go through the video, try to understand all the points. You need to read the chapter as well. You'll be getting many important points there. Underline those points, and in case if any doubt is there, please get it cleared. Thank you very much.